So, as we are rounding up now, you see, that's why it's very important to know the companies you are working with. Companies, they just do things anyhow.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we are rounding up. We were talking about how the church can play a very vital role in terms of taking off the children from the street or preventing them from even get to the street. So now, like in your experience, you're a Christian.
Yes.
And as a senior citizen who's a Christian with all these experiences, what do you think the church should do to those that are already in the street? Should we abandon them there, or we take it as a responsibility of the church to clean the because those are people Jesus died for.
Yes. They need to be talked to.
They might be dirty, they might look hungry, they might even look like scary or be able to attack you at some point. Should we abandon them, or how do we help them?
They need to be talked to. They need to be talked to give them hope. Because some of them are hopeless. Just to
They
give
are
them
hopeless.
hope. Yes. Once they're given hope, they're going to realize that they have potential, just like any others. And as I talked of the nursery, once we groom these children, once they are young, they will never part from the right way.
Obviously.
Like in the Boy Scouting, the aim of the Boy Scouting is to give an interesting pastime to children, so that as they grow old, they may be responsible citizens.
Meaning there is no time wasted.
No time wasted. In fact, they gain, because you learn a lot of things. Like myself, I was at a tender age teaching the Boy Scouts, and what I learned, even today, I'm using that, like tying notes, writing fire, first aid.
That fire thing, we'll talk about it some other time.
A lot of things, you see, you become jack of all trades, master of none. And I'm gifted because I learn things fast, even from books, just reading. I can read and understand. And that's the British standard of Boy Scouting. Or in short, I just say organizations. Organizations, when they are like in churches, they are boys' brigade. In churches, they are like a pathfinder. Even our Republican president is a pathfinder, and has grown in that church as a pathfinder. You see.
But last time, okay, let's not talk politics.
Okay.
Something somebody told me, but let's not get into that. I think one day we'll get into it.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, so we are rounding up now. So, Mr. Roderick, what do you have to say to maybe an aspiring young person who is thinking of what career? I've graduated grade 12, now I want to go to my next level of life, because a lot of people, they think education is the pathway to a successful future.
Okay.
What do you have to advise them as a senior citizen? What do you have to advise them on in terms of a career to pick at this time, at the economic state of the world that we have today? What would be your advice to a young person who say, I want to go to my next level?
Okay, it's where the heart, one's heart desires to. Once you feel you can do something, you do it. But before you do that, do something. Don't just sit and do nothing. Because you never know, maybe your dream won't come true. So by doing something, you will be helping yourself. When you find that maybe what you're going to do is going to help you much better than what you intended to do. Because if you just sit and wait, you end up retiring before you are retired. You sit, then you are young. And by the time you sit for years and years, you reach the retirement age and you have done nothing. What are you going to eat? Because they've got these wheelbarrow pushers. Some of them wheelbarrow pushers, there are some of them are graduates. What was the pushing the Uber? They are making money and eating. And the time the career comes, you will just stop that wheelbarrow pushers and maybe buy more wheelbarrows and employ people and continue with his career. I remember there was even a graduate at the Copperwood University, was a minibus conductor. And when he was shown on air, most people now sponsored money, business people sponsored money to him and he finished. I think he was doing engineering or something about province. He said instead of waiting for him to be employed, he preferred to be a conductor in the minibus, which was good. Because you have to do something. I'm not saying it's only conducting or anything, but do something before that time you are waiting to do something.
What do you advise a young person who wants to start business or even the same education, like further your education, and you say you don't have money?
Yes.
What would you advise them to do in terms of getting money? Because I've noticed a lot of them, they say there is no capital, there is no capital, nobody, I don't have capital. This type of thing needs a lot of capital. What advice do you have for them? Is capital the only thing you need to start a business?
Capital is not the only thing. I encourage a lot of people. Like there's one young man who was selling toys, just from these plastics or litter thrown. He started making toys, and I encouraged him. I said, "My friend, what you are doing is good. Make as many toys as possible, so that you keep on. Whatever dream you have, it will come to fruition." You see. I remember also in grade 7, 1977, I made a toy, a man riding, a ice cream salesman riding, which I can even make up to now, riding and ringing a bell.
And it sold for good money.
And I won. It was a competition. It was in the Copperbelt Kit, Fashionomics. It was on TV. And I told my young brothers and sisters, including my older sister, I was like, that I'm going to win this competition, but I want to make a wire car, because wire cars are common. So I'm going to make an ice cream salesman. And immediately I made that. When he pushing it, it was riding and ringing the bell. And it was dressed in very good clothes I did with the needle. That was the beginning of my tailoring, fashion and tailoring, as young as I was that time. And I won 16 15 gold. Out of that.
Money,
yes, and a lot of money. And I bought a very nice shoe from that. I even bought other things. I remember even my sister, I bought a jet for her.
You see? So you are a young person, you finish school, or you say, I don't have money to continue school. There are a lot of things you can do. A lot of things you can do. You know, a lot of them, they just have so much pride. They think, no, this one I can't do it.
Can you eat pride?
Yeah, you can eat pride. You starve and you die.
Yes.
And your dream will fail. You know, I had a training school, I was training people, I told you that.
Yes.
And 2 days ago, one of my students, she came here. You know, she was doing media. She came and she was telling me, I stopped working where I was working. I said, so what do you want to do now? I said, start a business. You keep moving from one job to another, one job to another. And she's working with the bars.
Okay.
They call them, is it bars or
bars? Yes.
So I said, that's not even a job. You should work there, you stay until midnight, you go home. What type of work is that? And they don't even pay you good money.
You'll be tired most of the time.
You'll be tired.
And a bar, it does not even at times, you find that a bar, when there are a lot of bars, there's a lot of competition. And yes, and during month end, people drink a lot, and they usually go away with the bottles. And once they do that, that is the beginning of the bar to fall down. And I'm speaking from experience. A direct cousin who in Ichirenji used to run a very famous place known as Aka. That was a bar where vehicles would park. Aka, meaning at Kaundas. He was the late David Kaunda. He was also a DK named after the president. He was very bright. So most people could go away with the bottles in vehicles. And that was the beginning of this bar to fall down. And you realize that no, running a bar wasn't good. Then he changed to other businesses like this.
So that's the same thing. I was telling this lady here. I told her, look, start a business. She said, no, the business I want to do needs a lot of money. I said, which business? She doesn't even have a business. You need to have something to start somewhere. You have to. You have to. She said, I want to order these things and start selling them. I said, what you're even saying doesn't even need a lot of money. You just have that so much pride. She has a lot of pride.
Okay,
for her to go out and do something.
That's the problem.
That is our problem. But to any young person who is listening to us, you can start by selling cold water. That not even You are putting in those bottles.
Yes, in the bottles.
There are others that are putting in this plastic that you buy
Plastics.
like I think 10 or 15 for 1 kwacha. They
Uh-huh.
put the water there, they move around, they sell it 15 where they sell it, they make money.
You make money, but again, when you buy plastics and then when you begin dyeing it, it's consuming time.
Yes.
Time is money. But when you buy maybe a drink and then you put water there, you are saving even the time.
Yes.
You're not buying plastics.
You know, that is one thing they always fail to understand.
Mhm.
I remember myself, I always tell them, I told them, like my students, I always tell them my own story. When I came, I was in Livingston there.
Okay.
Nothing, I don't even know the place.
Okay.
I've run out of everything. I was living in a guest house. And I had to move. I met a pastor that took me in there. I was just with them. And now I'm not doing anything. I don't have any money. I need money too. I took the milli bags,
Okay.
remove those ropes, and I make those things nice stuff. I design them nicely.
Okay.
Those things they used to drive flies for meat, those
Oh,
butcheries
yes.
and stuff, all the shops.
Mhm.
Even shops, those who used to clean dust and stuff.
Yeah.
I was moving around selling to them 15 kwacha, 10 kwacha.
Okay.
And I made money from that thing.
Mm.
So when I tell the students, they failing to just come up with something.
Something, yes.
The surprising part about it all is when I moved to sell to these shops, they were saying, wow, where is it coming from? It's from Zimbabwe. We know it's coming from. I said, look at these people.
They have the material, but they don't know, how to use it.
Wow, it's coming from Zimbabwe. That's what they were saying. That is not it's made in Zambia.
Yes.
I said, look, just buy my product and go.
That's
But
a
that
good
is
one.
the thing. You need to you have to look at anything with value minded.
Mhm.
What can this plastic we finish drinking now, it becomes useless. What can I do with this thing?
Yes, in my case, what I can do, I can put water there.
Yes, you seal this top. You
and
can seal
seal
this
the
top.
tap. Then someone will buy even a 50.
Yes.
Then he's throwing it.
Yes. But the one you know that mindset of the education that we have, where everybody wants to dress in suit and sit in an office, even though you have nothing in the head. That is what is causing them.
That's the problem. Because us, like in the Boy Scouts, we learned initiative. Initiative. And with also the guidance from the parents. Initiative was encouraging us when you use initiative. Once you use initiative, we find that you'll be thinking, like my friends call me a Chinese. Why do they call me Chinese? Because me, I don't throw. Like even
You see value in everything.
Yes, I see value like Mimi sacks. Those sacks I make bags. I make bags. I would make a very good bag and sell it at 10 kwacha. Where people can put things inside.
You see? That is a thing. So you can't sit there and say, no, I don't have money for business, I don't have money to continue my education and all those things. There are a lot of ways you can make money. Ways, just see with value eyes.
Even in plants. Like now, there's a lot of mangoes. Pick all those seeds for mangoes.
There's them.
Then get some plastics or some containers, plant those mangoes and begin selling the mango.
I'm telling you.
The
And
mango
especially the mangoes.
Yes, mangoes.
Those nurseries.
People need mangoes, but when they eat mangoes, they just throw the seeds here and there, and the seeds all over.
And people are buying lands everywhere. If you do it after the season of mango, you will have a lot of seed that you will be selling, and some of them you can buy even 20 kwacha.
In fact, it's 25 kwacha.
Yeah.
You can negotiate up to 20.
Yes.
So, put value in whatever you do.
People don't see. They want like the boy I told you, he was supposed to start working here today. What did he do? He left. He wants everything to be now. You don't want to invest now to gain in the future.
You have to look ahead.
Yes.
Invest.
You have to look ahead.
Invest.
So this is the meeting point where we bring senior citizens. They give us their knowledge of their experience, and then we learn from that. So I believe you've learned a lot from what we've shared about the family, about business, about life as a whole, and we're looking forward to see you again. Thank you very much, Mr. Roderick, for coming.
Sure.
And we'll see you again next week, Wednesday. And I believe we'll have the mama there also to give us our part of the story.
It has been a pleasure.
Yes,
And thank you for calling me to this wonderful program.
Thank you very much.
Sure.
All right, we've come to the end of our program, so stay tuned. You'll get other programs from Skylife TV, daily shows, and You can follow us on Facebook, Skylife TV, YouTube, Skylife TV, TikTok, Instagram, Likey, Skylife TV. And you have great content with a lot of knowledge where you can learn something that will better your life. So we're looking forward to see you again. Thank you very much and God bless you. Yes.